Okay, we're back with Dr. Gail Gross interpreting your dreams. Let's go back to the phone lines. We have Rochelle. Good morning, Rochelle.
Good morning, ladies.
All right, what is your dream?
Okay, so my dream is, so my granny passed away about 3 years ago, and I had dreams of her. Sometimes I'm aware in the dream that she is dead. Most of the time I am, but she's still there in front of me. I'm still hugging her, I'm still talking to her. And when I wake up, I'm literally crying. So I just was wondering.
Yeah, and this is so interesting because I think almost everybody's had somebody who passed away, and to a lot of people it happens like in the first couple of weeks after they pass, they feel like they truly came to visit to say goodbye, and then in later years, like in your case, Rochelle, that you're like, oh, they're not really gone, and this is my thought in my head. The way I resolved it was, if they were a part of your life and helped to shape your life, they really aren't gone, are they?
Never. They're never gone. They're first of all, the soul is eternal, so the soul never dies, and who you are is the soul. That's number one. Number two, the unconscious wants to bring you to consciousness. So when we're asleep, we're in a lighter space because we're not defended, we're not constricted, we're not suppressing things, we're light. In our day-to-day life, we're more contained. So because we're not light in our day-to-day life, unless we're meditating, we can't recognize or realize that as close to us as our nose, there are these other levels of consciousness that we can navigate if we learn to meditate. And so there's a numinosity to the loss of a loved one because they love us and they will always love us eternally, and we will always love them. And because when we sleep, we're lighter and undefended, they can reach us and in a way that they can't when we're walking around awake unless we're meditating.
So is it really them visiting?
Yes. Yes, it's an energy. We call it, Jung called it a numinous dream, a numinosity, that there's a flavor, a touch of the divine. And of course, the soul is a touch of the divine within each of us. So that part opens up. You know, when people talk about having a Kundalini experience or an out-of-body experience, what they're really talking about is the energy coming through us and expanding our consciousness, enlightening us so that we can navigate these other levels of consciousness and be aware that we're doing that. And that is what's happening in your dream. Now, not all dreams about people we've loved that have died are these kinds of dreams, but there are still numinous dreams, and we know them, we feel them, we wake up and we go, whoa.
It was like a real conversation.
That was, you know, my mother always worried that I worked too hard. She lived to be 100, and she used to say, you'll never make it to 100 because you work too hard. And whenever I would come to Deborah, and Deborah knew my mother, I would say, hi, Mom. And when she died, she came to me twice over the years, and each time she said, Gail, restoration. That's all. Just one sentence.
Like she's still watching over you.
That's right.
Well, Rochelle, thank you for calling in this morning. And so I guess
that's a wonderful. It says so much about your relationship with your mother, your grandmother, and it says so much to you about your ability to lighten. And I would again recommend meditating. And the other thing I would say, I wrote a book a few years ago, a bestseller, called The Only Way Out Is Through. And in that book, it talks a lot about these things, but most importantly, it teaches you how to interpret your own dreams.
Okay, we love that. We'll mention that again at the end of the show. Rochelle, thank you.
Thank you so much. That really made my day to know that Thank you.
You're welcome.
So welcome.
Wow. Okay. Barbara. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning.
And what's your dream or your question?
My question is, I had a dream, and it was like someone was coming into my mom's house. I was in the bed. The room was illuminated. and I was screaming, but I never saw anything. And then I have since had that same dream at home, and I don't know what that is.
Okay.
You know, this is a great audience today, and this is an enlightened audience. Again, illumination tells you that it's a numinous dream, that there's something extraordinary coming to you, and in a certain way, informing you that you are connected, that there's a numinosity that you're experiencing more than other people might experience.
Shedding light on something.
That's right, because you are open to it, and you're undefended, and it's reaching you. So any illumination is really sort of a message from the divine. And if I were you, I would draw that dream, I would work that dream, and before I went to sleep at night tonight, I would ask for more information about that dream.
Yeah. So does that make sense to you at all, Barbara? I know it's like a little bit of stuff, because that dream has got a lot more to it, I'm sure, than what you were able to share this morning. But is there something that's coming to light for you?
Well, I didn't start having the dream until my mother found out she had cancer.
See,
And I'm screaming to the top of my voice. I'm terrified on both occasions.
you see, this is so interesting. This is a numinous dream. It's amazing that we're having this today. But this dream is numinous, and it's tied into your mother and her illness, and in a certain way preparing you and helping you. It's informing you of what I said. The soul is eternal, and that connection will always be there no matter what.
All right.